quantity instead of quality. That's the feeling that I get. And I thought of something interesting. Look at Reb Chanina ben Doshim. He was a tzaddik yesod olam. He's the famous one that said, Mishamar l'shem v'yadlik, yamar l'chametz v'yadlik. He was living in Lamala Minat Teva. His daughter, instead of lighting oil, she lit the vinegar, and he said, okay, so what? Who says that only shemen could burn? Maybe vinegar could also burn, and it burned. I mean, the person lived in Legamri Lamala Minat Teva. So I'm asking you, how many stories do we know in Reb Chanina ben Dosh? How much do we know about him? I think maybe 4 stories we know about him. Look it up. I didn't prepare so good for today's lecture. But look it up in the Gemara and Tainis. You'll see that maybe 4 stories. We know that he lived on Akav Charuvin Me'erev Shabbos L'erev Shabbos. But it seems in those 4 stories, they give us a picture of the inner world of this person. I think the Chazal are not just telling us, one who tells, wow, look what a mofus Reb Chanina ben Doshim did. He made the vinegar burn a whole Shabbos. Wow. He was powerful. He could produce mofsim. That's not what the Chazal wanted. The Chazal wanted to teach us the inner world of Reb Chanina ben Doshim. I mean, it doesn't say it in the words, but because everything in Chazal is made for us, we have to think, we have to go deep into it. But if you think about it, you'll see that Chazal are telling us Reb Chanina ben Doshim didn't see a world. He didn't see a world. He didn't see 4 walls, and he didn't see trees, and he didn't see the ground. He saw Hashem. That's all he saw. He saw Ratzon Hashem every second, giving into everything, putting life into everything that exists. And the thing is like shaky. It's Ratzon Hashem of every second that's keeping it going. And that's all he saw. We know that that's what he saw. So this is Kilu the Chazar telling us this is Reb Chanina ben Doshim. More than that, you don't have to know where he was born and how he grew up. What? Of course, if you want to know the historical background, so that's different. But where the Chazal, when they want to teach us the Sefer Toldus Sodom, they're telling us, you'll see this story, you'll understand who the person was. And that's lacking in biographies, usually biographies that are written. I understand why it's lacking. It's because it's very, very hard to write this. But me, it gives me this superficial feeling of seeing a person like the Reb Shlomo Freifeld book. I get the feeling that it's like Makas Tzfardea, that there was one big Tzfardea and they banged on it and a lot of little ones came out. It's the same thing here. There's one person and the Malach banged on him and a lot of stories came out. The same thing like that. And that's the superficiality. It gets me an uncomfortable feeling it puts in me. And that's why I didn't want to buy these books. No, I'm not saying there's nothing, you can't get anything out of it. Well, actually, the Reb Shlomo Freifeld book doesn't tell too much about the background, does it, about what America was like in those days. Doesn't talk about it, I forgot already. But maybe other books do. Like, for example, I read this book on Mordechai Pogorobsky. I didn't get not one drop of inspiration from it, even though he was a Gadol Shabbat. But what does it have to do with me? Nothing. It doesn't have to do with anything. I'll tell you what part of it did inspire me. Way back in the beginning of his career, so to speak, in the Torah world, that he became a businessman at the age of 13, maybe. And he came and Rabbi Lapian brought him to Yeshiva Kelm, and he sat there. He was sitting there he was impatient because he had buyers that were waiting to buy from him, and he wanted to go back to this place, and he controlled himself. He stayed in the yeshiva for a while, but then he couldn't, and he went back, and then he came back again. That part is maybe I do see something that I can identify with, that there's a war, you're torn between two sides. But afterwards, so he was a big genius. What does it have to do with me? Actually, the truth is that everything I'm saying over here is that famous letter from Rav Hutner in the Pachad Yitzhak, that he writes to somebody that it's a raw cholo. He says how they write the books about Gedolim nowadays, that they doubt that he was so big and he was born a genius. And we don't feel that it has anything to do with us. I heard once a tape from Rabbi, I think his name is Rabbi Yaakov Shapiro. He was talking about the Satmar Rav. So he said he was a Kodesh Me'rechem, he says. When he was a baby, he says, there was some other God that came to visit his father. His father said, come and I'll show you something interesting. So he took him to the crib where the baby was sleeping. And the father took his tzitzis and he hung it into his ear, into the baby's ear. And he felt a certain tickle in the ear. So he said that the baby took his sleeve and pulled it up on top of his fingers. And he scratched his ear. Not to touch his ear, not to touch my kamas on my chusin bottom. And he was a little baby, a dinok, and he did it, of course. So he was a Kodesh Merech. Very nice. He was a Kodesh Merech. So means, but I'm not a Kodesh Merech. I don't think I'm a Kodesh Merech. So that's it. So what hope do I have to become something? So you have to explain it. There's an answer to such a thing.
Okay, Rabbi Kaplan, we'll take another break. 1 second.